Hi, I'm Kara O for another edition of Lip Smack and Love, and today is Manly Monday. And our topic is, let me read it so I get it right. The secret to a man's heart that most women don't know about, and it's not sex or food. So let's talk about that. I wrote a book called Men Made Easy. And I actually spent 2 whole years studying men. I studied men. It was so great. I interviewed every man that I came across. They didn't know always they were being interviewed. I was learning to play golf at the time. And as a single woman going out, just getting on the list, generally you're going to be playing with 2 or 3 men because women usually already have their partner or their foursome or whatever. They don't go on as a single. But I did. And the men would always, what do you do? And I'd tell them, I'm writing this book about men. What's it about? We were off and running. So the whole time we were playing, we're talking. And I'm telling them what I'm learning. And then they're verifying, whoa, that's true. So I know about men. And I came up with these 12 secrets. And there's really 2 secrets that are the most important. The first one is about how the woman needs to be, and that is, be beautiful in how you are, even more than how you look, because when you're glowing from, this inner glow that I teach in, on Feminine Fridays, the feminine grace, you are more attractive than even a 10 model who's kind of a sourpuss. So that's another topic. But the last secret is a man wants to be with a woman who makes him feel like a man. And I actually, I'm pretty active on Facebook. And I put a question out to my Facebook friends yesterday, actually. And I just said, give me your knee-jerk reaction to this. A man wants to be with a woman who makes him feel like a man. And boy, did I get the responses. It was really great. A lot of the women said, yeah, of course, that makes sense. But it was interesting. The men were more objective to it, or they objected more than the women did, which I expected some of the women like, oh, I don't want to have to do that. But one of the men, he had a lot to say. But the bottom line was, in an ideal world, it sounds like you're, trying to fulfill some deficiency needs. That's not really what I'm talking about. One man, he said, well, want is a pretty wide. Sometimes they want to be babied. And so, I was not as clear as I could be, but one thing that I did, I had a note. Oh, here. In all of these conversations, what I realized I should have said, and I shared it with everybody that was in this thread, what I could have said, years later, after having written this book, a man wants to be with a woman who encourages him to enjoy being a man. That's really what it's about. And what I've noticed over the years, since the feminist movement, I'm old enough that I know what it was like before, during, and after, and it's huge. It's huge. I happen to believe that the feminist movement, as much good as it's done for women in the career, in the workforce, which is what it was really started out to be, it has, in my opinion, done total havoc on romantic relationships. Because what's gone on is women are so powerful today that they have lost touch with what it means to just be a woman, just relax in that energy, and then in contrast to that, really enjoy the energy that a man brings. Bottom line is, why do you want a man in your life? And that's a question that I ask women, and they're not always able to answer it. But if a woman learns how to develop her feminine grace and take that hat off, that hat of competition that women are just born with today. My daughter, who's 42, she doesn't know anything other than this feminist movement thinking that men and women are supposed to be equal. But women come at it a little bit like, and I'm going to show them that I'm even better. They don't realize it's going on often. And then they take that out on a date. I don't think that's going to work very well, and they wonder why the men don't call them back. So what I'm teaching here is, let me read it again. A man wants to be with a woman who encourages him to enjoy being a man. That's what it's all about. So, if you can just see, women, we've already proven scientifically that men's and women's brains are different. There's a lot more going on between the different areas of the brain in a woman's brain, and so we are multitasking, thinking about many things at one time. We are all so capable of wearing different hats. We can take on the energy of a man out in the workforce. We need to, often. Men don't do that. They're men. That's it. They don't take on, if they're going to be, take care of the kids, they're not going to take on feminine kind of energy. They're going to do it the way the man does it. Whereas we know how to do all these different things, wear all these different hats. So if you're a powerful woman out there and you want a powerful man, actually I think powerful women should really go for a more nurturing kind of man, but they generally want, somebody that they look up to in the business world. But what you do in between the work hat is you let go of that. I mean, literally put that hat on the the stand in the hallway when you walk in the door and slip into your feminine energy. Whatever you need to do that before you either interact with your husband or before you go on a date, literally. Think of something that is going to help you switch your energy from that competitive, masculine energy into the beautiful, glowing, feminine energy. If it means taking off your clothes and dancing in your underwear, if it means taking a bubble bath, if it means putting on something soft and silky or ruffly or whatever you can do to consciously step outside of that competitiveness and really appreciate what a man brings to the table, how good it feels. My way of thinking of, this concept is, if you've ever played that game where you're in a circle, it's a game of trust, and you close your eyes and cross your arms like this, and you just lean back. It's a very interesting feeling. But if you know he's right there, and you can always just lean back, and he's going to hold you and put his arms around you, that's the kind of energy. If you carry that with you when you're with a man, he's going to think you're amazing, because most men are used to women not only being competitive, but actually trying to emasculate them, which is a whole other topic, and that's one we'll talk about soon. How easily women emasculate men without realizing it, and they wonder why they shut their hearts down to them if they're married, or run the other way if they're dating. So that's all I'm going to say about that. I have a ton more to say, even just about this one concept. But for today, that's about all I'm going to offer you. So until next time, I'm offering you and wishing you lots and lots of lip smack and love. Mwah!